Hello guys, welcome to another video. This one is paper 1-1 of May-June 2020. So let's move on to question number 1. It says the sum of the first 9 terms of an arithmetic progression is 117. The sum of the next 4 terms is 91. So it means that the sum of the first 9 terms is 117 and the sum of the next 4 terms will be sum from 13 minus 9, that will be 91, which means sum of the first 13 terms will be 91 plus S9, which is 117. Okay, let's find out how much is that. That will be 91 plus 117, that will be 208. So question, we have to find the first term, which is A, and the common difference, which is D, of the progression. This one is an arithmetic progression. We know that the normal term for Sn, which is the sum of the first n term, is equal to 1 over 2 n 2a plus n minus 1 times d. This is the formula for the sum of the first n term. So now we have to solve one by one to form 2 equations and then solve them simultaneously. So first one, we have S9 is equal to half times 9 times 2a plus 9 minus 1 will be 8d equal to 117. So let's send this one over here. You will have 117 times 2 divided by 9, that will be 26. So 2a plus 8d is 26. So a plus 40 equal to 13. That is equation number 1. Now do the same thing to find equation number 2. So for this one, as 13, that will be half of 13. That will be 2a plus 12d equal to 208. So now same steps, 208 times 2 divided by 13, that will be 32. So 2a plus 12d equal to 32. Okay, so now we have 2 equations, so we can simplify this as well. That will become a plus 6d equal to 16. Okay, next step, we have to make a the subject of formula. That will become a equal to 13 minus 40. Now replace in this equation, that will become 13 minus 4d plus 6d equal to 16. Now this will be 2d equal to 16 minus 13, which is 3. So the value of d will be 3 divided by 2, which is 1.5. Now value of a, replace back in the first equation, 13 minus 4 times 1.5 is 13. 13 minus 4 by 1.5, that will be 7. So the first term is a, which is 7, and the common difference will be 1.5. This is your question number 1. Let's move on to question number 2. It says the coefficient of 1 over x in the expansion of this is given by 74. Find the value of positive k. So one by one, obviously, this one is plus, so let's look at this term. So this sequence is kx plus 1 over x power 5. Now let's find the term in 1 over x in this expansion. As you know, this one is a binomial expansion, so it has to be in this form, where n, choose r, the first term r, and the second term will be n minus r. So same thing here, it will be in this form where n it is 5, so 5, choose something, times the first term kx, and second term 1 over x. So here we have to choose a number r so that our term become 1 over x. So as by observation, you will see that you will have to choose 3. So this becomes 3, and this becomes 2. Okay, I made a mistake here. This is actually n minus r is here, and r is here. This becomes 3, and this becomes 2. Now if you expand this, 5 choose 3, that will be 10 times k squared times x squared times 1 over x cubed. That will go away. So you will have 10 k squared times 1 over x. So the term for this expansion will be 10 k squared times 1 over x. That's the term in this one. How about this one? So same steps. Right now we have 1 minus 2 over x power 8. So same thing. The same kind of expansion. N choose r will be a, n minus r, and then b r. So that will become 8 choose. So choosing the value of r. So what do we choose? So that the first term times the second term will give you something in terms of 1 over x. So it has to be, so in this case we'll choose 1 here, and we have to choose 1 here. This becomes 7. So 8 choose 1 will be 8 times 1 times minus 2 over x. That become minus 16 over x. Now as you can see, it is plus, so you have to add those two. So 10 k squared plus minus 16, both term of is 1 over x, equal to 74 1 over x. 74 is the value given to you right here. Now you have to equate this with this. So 10 k squared minus 16 equal to 74. Now 10 k squared will be 90. So k squared will be 9. So value of k will be plus minus root of 9, which is plus minus 3. So k will be equal to 3, because it says value of positive constant k, so k will be 3. And this is your question number 2. Now let's move on to question number 3. It says each year the selling price of a diamond necklace increases by 5%. So 5% is 5 over 100, which is 0.05. Okay. The price of the year before. The selling price of the necklace in the year 2000 was 36,000. So for example, so let's start the question number 1. Write down an expression for the selling price of the necklace n years later. Hence find the selling price in 2008. Okay, so let's see, what can we derive? So the first term is 20,000, right? It is the year 20,000 and the price was 36,000. Now for the second term, the year was 2001 and the price will have increased by 5%, so the price will be 1.05 times 36,000. Now for the third year, for the third term, the year will be 2002 and the price will be 1.05 square 36,000. So one more term. Fourth term will be 2003 and that will be 1.03 36,000. So what if this was nth term? It will be the year 2, so it will be 2000, the last term will be n minus 1. It's not times, and just the last term will be n minus 1. So 4 minus 1 is 3, n minus 1. So this will be 1.05 n minus 1 times the price. Okay, so we have to find expression for the selling price after n years. So selling price after n years will be 1.05 n minus 1 times 36,000. As you can see, by deriving from this will be your nth term. Now hence find the selling price in 2008. What was the selling price? So if you observe that the year 2000, it was term number 1. 2001, it was term number 2. 2002, it was term number 3. So 2008, it will be term number 9. So what is the price at term number 9, which is 1.05, 9 minus 1, 36,000. That will be 10.05, that will be 8 times 36,000. Let's see what is the value. Times 36,000, that will be 53188.39598. So now in this question we don't have any specific restriction on how to write the price. You can just write it down correct to 3SF. That will become this much for the price of the necklace, correct to 3SF. Now let's move on to part B. The company that makes the necklace only sells one each year. Find the total number of money, total amount of money obtained in the 10-year period starting for the year of 2000. So 10 year will be sum of the first n terms, first 10 years. So 10-year period, sum of the first 10 price, right? So we have to find that. Let's see what values do we need. We know that R is a common ratio is times 1.05, and A will be the first term, which is 36,000. So in this case we have to use the formula for this is a geometric progression. So the sum of the first n term will be A 1 minus Rn divided by A1 minus R. So replace, that will be 36,000 1 minus 1.05 power n, that will be 10, divided by 1 minus 1.05. So let's see what is the answer. So 1 minus 1.05 power 10 divided by 1 minus 1.05 times 36,000, that will become 452,804.1313. So let's write this down correct to 3SF. That will become 453,000. So this will be the sum of the 10 years, the sum of the amount of money obtained in the 10th year period, which is 453,000 for the 10 necklace. So this will be question number 4. Sorry, number 3. Let's move on to question number 4. So the diagram shows the graph of y equal to f of x, where f of x equal to this trigonometry function. Okay, so part 1, state the range of f. So one thing you should know that the value of cos, so cos of any angle is always going to be minimum will be minus 1, max is 1. So let's say cos was 1, the value of f of x will be 3, 2, 1 plus half. That will be 3 over 2 plus half. That will be 4 over 2, which is 2. That is the maximum value. Now, let's say the value of cos will be minus 1. That will be minus 3 over 2 plus half. That will become minus 1. So the range will be, f of x will be between 2 and minus 1. This is the range of the function f. Now let's move on to part B. A function g is such that g of x is equal to f of x plus a value of k, where k is a positive constant. The x-axis is a tangent to the curve y is equal to g of x. So state the value of k and hence describe fully the transformation that maps this onto g. So let's see, g is just like f plus k. So when you plus a constant, it can either, it shows it is a positive constant, so when you add something at the back, it will move up or down. But since this one is positive, it can only move up. Now the new curve g of x will be It says the x-axis is a tangent to the curve. So basically, if you were to draw the curve now, so this point here will become right here. So basically, your curve g of x will look something like this. So it is not perfect, but this will be your curve y equal to g of x. So now the question is, what is the value for k? So k made the curve move from this point to this point. That's the value for k. So let's see, what was this minimum point? So this point, as you have seen, will be equal to -1. Right. Now, to make this value go up this distance, you have to plus 1 to become 0. So k will be equal to, so k is equal to 1. I hope that makes sense. And now describe fully the transformation that maps f onto g. So how can you make f go onto g? By moving up by 1 unit. So you can write, there's many ways to write this. I will just write it is, or transformation is a translation with column vector. So it goes up by a value of k, so it will be a 0, 1. That will be my answer. Or you can write it shifts curve by 1 unit in the direction of y-axis. That could be one answer as well, but I like to like this one. It's the same thing. Now let's move on to part C. State the equation of the curve, which is the reflection of y equal to f of x in the x-axis. Give your answer in the form of this. So now reflection of the curve f of x, it will be just like this. So if you reflect this on the x-axis, it will just be minus f of x, which is minus 3 over 2 cos 2x plus 1 over 2, which is equal to minus 3 over 2 cos 2x minus half. So this will be the equation for this new curve, which is reflected on the x-axis. That is part C. Let's see question number 5 now. It says the equation of the line y equal to mx plus c, where m and c are constants, and the equation of the curve is given by this. Now, part 1, given that the line is a tangent to the curve, express m in terms of c. Okay, very easy. So basically, we have two equations, y equal to mx plus c, and xy equal to 16. So given that the line is a tangent to the curve, so when it is a tangent to the curve, we can solve this simultaneously. They basically touches each other at exactly 1 point. This is what it means. But let's first just try to solve them simultaneously. Here we have y, here we have y, so we place xy will be mx plus c equal to 16. Now, of course, so what does this mean? This means that if it touches the 1 point, we know that b squared minus 4ac equal to 0. So basically this whole line, it means this equation. That's what it means. Now if you expand this, you will have mx squared plus cx equal to 16. So mx squared plus cx minus 16 equal to 0. So now you have to replace in this equation, which is b squared minus 4ac equal to 0. So b squared will be c squared minus 4 times a, which is m, times c equal to 0. That will be c squared plus 64m equal to 0. Now your question is to find m in terms of c. So so 64m will be minus c squared. M will be 1 over 64 c squared. That will be your equation representing m in terms of c. Now let's move on to part B. Given instead that m is equal to this, so if m is equal to minus 4, let's find the value of c. So c squared will be, this is minus 1 of course, that will be 64 times 4. That will be 256. The value of c will be plus minus root of 256. That will be plus minus 16. Now find the set of values for c for which the line intersects the curve at two distinct points. So the curve intersecting the curve at two distinct points, it means that b squared minus 4ac is more than 0. So how would you have find the set of values of so c basically is equal to plus minus 16, that is the critical values. So we have to find the range where this is true. So if you observe the curve, which was this one, c squared plus 64m, so c squared, it will be a minimum curve. It will have this shape. Okay, so you will have this shape, right? And these two values here, this will be 16, this will be minus 16. So where on this curve do you see that it is more than 0? It will be more here and here. So the value of c must be less than minus 16, and c must be more than 16, where the value is more than 0. So this will be the set of values for c for this to be true. And that is question number 5. Let's move on to question number 6. We have function f and g are defined for x in any real values where a and b are constants. Now part 1, given that g of 2 equal to 10 and f inverse of 2 equal to 14, find the values of a and b. So one by one, g of 2 is the same as g of 2. So let's first find this value. What is g of 2? It will be 3x, which is 2, plus b, which is 6 plus b. So this will become g of 6 plus b, which is the same as 3 times 6 plus b equal to 10. That will be 18 plus 3b plus b equal to 10. So 4b equal to minus 8. So b will be minus 2. Now this is the first value for b that we have. Now using this one, as you can see, f inverse of 2 is equal to 14. So here we only have f. So what can we do is we can just say, from this, given that f of 14 will give you the value of 2. So replace f14, that will be half of 14 minus a should be 2. Let's find the value of a. That will be 7 minus a will be 2. A will be 7 minus 2. That will be 5. So a is 5 and b is minus 2. That is part A. Now for part B, using these values of a and b, find an expression for this in the form of this. So now g of f of x is g of f of x. So as we have known now, f of x is equal to half x minus 5, and g of x is equal to 3x minus 2 for the value of b. So this will become g of half x minus 5 will be 3 times half x minus 5 minus 2, which is 3 over 2x minus 15 minus 2, which is 3 over 2x minus 17. So this will be the value that we need to show, which is cx plus d. This is question number 6. Let's move on to question number 7. So for this one, we have to prove trig functions. So as always, we begin on the left hand side. So left hand side, we have 1, we have this. So as you can see, the base are different. We have to find the LCM. LCM can just be found by multiplying these two. So cos theta 1 plus sine theta, right? And then we can just cross multiply. You will have 1 plus sine theta square plus cos square theta. Now you can simplify this top. Let's see what do we have here. So cos square theta is equal to 1 minus sine square theta, and 1 plus sine theta square is equal to 1 plus 2 sine theta plus sine square theta. So if you simplify this, this will become, on top you will have 1 plus 2 sine theta plus sine square theta plus 1 minus sine square theta. So these two will cancel out, and the base will remain the same, which is cos theta 1 plus sine theta, right? Now let's keep going on. 1 plus 1 is 2 plus 2 sine theta over cos theta 1 plus sine theta. Now if you observe, you can factorize the 2 outside. You will have 2 1 plus sine theta over cos theta 1 plus sine theta. Now these two are the same, that will cancel out, so you will have 2 cos theta. This is shown as required. This is the same as this. That will be part 1. Now let's move on to part B. It says that hence solve the equation this for this value. So we have shown that this is equal to 2 over cos theta equal to 3 over sine theta for this domain. Now first step, we can just send sine over here. You will have 2 sine over cos equal to 3. Now you know that tan theta is equal to sine theta over cos theta. So here we have sine over cos, that will become tan. And we can send 2 over this side, that will become 3 divided by 2 will be 1.5. Now for a positive value of tan, he will be in the first quadrant and in this quadrant, where it is theta plus pi, and this is just theta. So let's find the value of theta. That will become tan inverse of 1.5, and as you can see, this is in radians. So tan inverse of 1.5, that will become 0.983. Now for the other one, it will become pi plus answer, that will become 4.12. So these two will be the values for theta for this domain of this equation. And this is question number 7. Let's move on to question number 8. So I think in the question, this area here is shaded. Okay. Now in the diagram, we have ABCD is a semicircle with a diameter of AC and radius 6. This also will be 6. So OC will be 6 as well, because it's the radius. The length of the arc AB is equal to 15. Now the point X lies on AC, and BX is perpendicular to AX. Okay. Question is to find the perimeter of this region. So as you can see, the perimeter will be the distance around it will be distance BX plus BC plus XC. So 3 lengths we have to add to find the perimeter. So let's see what can we do one by one. So first, we know this AB is equal to 15. We can find this angle. So as you know, length of arc is equal to r theta will be 15. R is 6, theta will be 15 divided by 6, which is 2.5. 2.5 will be the value of this angle. So in that case, we can find this angle. So this is 180. 180 is just pi. So pi minus 2.5 will be So this angle here will be 0.642. Or you can write 0.6415. For accuracy, we can write this as this angle. Now, we have to find the length of, so one by one, let's first find BC. So BC will be length of arc, which is r theta. R is 6 times 0.6415. That will be 3.849. That's BC. Now let's find the length of BX. So since we have a right angle triangle, we can use trigonometry, which is SOHCAHTOA 12. This is the opposite side, and this will be your adjacent side, so you can use sine. Sorry, hypotenuse, you can use sine. Sine of the angle, 0.6415 is equal to BX over 6. So BX will be 6 sine of 0.6415. Sine of 0.6415, that will become 3.590. Now the last one is XC. So to find this, we first have to find OX. So OX will be, we have to use, because we have a right angle triangle again, you have to use cos for this one. That will be cos of the angle. That will become OX over 6, which makes OX equal to 6 cos of the angle. So 6 cos of 0.6415, that will be 4.807. Now to find the perimeter, so OX is not the one we need actually XC. So XC will be 6 minus OX. That will become 1.19. So add all this together, this, and this, to find the perimeter. So let's do that. P will be 3.849 plus 3.590 plus 1.19. So plus 3.849 plus 3.590. That become 8.63. This is the value in centimeters. So this will be your answer for question number 8. Let's move on to question number 9. The equation of the curve is y equal to 3 minus 2x power 3 plus 24x. So part 1, find expressions for dy by dx and d2y by dx2. So let's do one by one. So dy by dx, that will be 3 minus 2x power 2 times minus 2 plus 24. That becomes 24 minus 6, 3 minus 2x power 2. That is dy by dx. It's pretty straightforward. I think you guys will just know how to do this one. So how about d2y by dx2? That will be, this will become 0, and this will become, so we have to 2 times minus 6, so 2 goes in front, 2 times minus 6, 3 minus 2x minus 1, that will become times minus 2. So we will have 24, 3 minus 2x, so 1, we don't need to put 1. So this will be d2y by dx2. Now let's move on to part B. It says find the coordinates of each of the stationary points of the curve. The curve is given by y, 3 minus 2x power 3 plus 24x. Now as we all know by now, at stationary point, dy by dx is equal to 0. So we know dy by dx from part 1, it is equal to 24 minus 6, 3 minus 2x power 2 is equal to 0. So which means 6, 3 minus 2x power 2 equal to 24. So 3 minus 2x power 2. 24 divided by 6 will be 4. Now 3 minus 2x will be plus minus square root of 4, which is plus minus 2. So for one value of x will be 2x will be minus 2, and for one value of x will be plus 2. So 2x will be 5, x will be 2.5, so 2x here will be equal to 1, so x will be 0.5. Now what is the y values? Replace each in the equation to find the y values. So for this one, y will be 3 minus 2 times 2.5 power 3 plus 24 times 2.5. So let's see what we have. So 2.5 times 2, 3 minus answer, minus 2 power 3, minus 8 plus 24 times 2.5. That will be 52. So one point will be 2.5, 52. This one will be the same way. 3 minus 2, 0.5 power 3 plus 24 times 0.5. So 2 times 0.5 is 1. 3 minus 1 is 2. Power 3 will be 8 plus 24 times 0.5. That will be 20. So this point will be 0.5, 20. So the 2 points will be this and this. Now the last part. Part C, determine the nature of each point. Nature will be, we have to use d2y by dx2. This one is equal to 24, 3 minus 2x. So first point will be x value is 0.5. So at x equal to 0.5, d2y and dx2, let's find the value. That will become, so 24, 3 minus 2 times 0.5. That will be 24 times 1, which is, so 3 minus 1 is 2 actually. That will be a 48, which is a positive value. So since this one is positive, it is a minimum point for this point. 0.5, 20 will be a minimum point. Now for the next value, for x equal to 2.5, d2y by dx2 will be 24 times 3 minus 2 times 2.5. That will be 24 times 3 minus 5. That will be 24 times minus 2, which is minus 48. That will be a negative value. So that will be a maximum point will be 2.5 and 5.2. Okay, so that will be your question number 9. Let's move on to question number 10. So question number 10, we have the coordinates of a point A and B are given to you as this and this respectively. Now for part 1, it says find the equation of the circle C for AB is a diameter. Now, so you have to know that, so how does the equation of circle looks like? It looks like x minus h square, y minus k square, then equal to r square. So where r is the radius. So we just have to find the corresponding values and replace in this equation. So hk is actually the center of the circle. So given that AB is a diameter, the midpoint of AB will be the center. So let's find the midpoint. That will be minus 1 plus 7 divided by 2, minus 2 plus 4 divided by 2, which will give you, this will be 6 over 2 will be 3, minus 2 plus 4 will be 2, that will be 1. So this is the midpoint, that will be your center. This is the value of h, and this is the value of k. So replace back in this. So right now we have x minus 3 square plus y minus 1 square equal to r square. Now what is the value of r? R will be the radius. Radius is half of diameter, so first find the length of AB. AB is equal to B, which is 7, 4, minus a, which is minus 1 minus 2. That will be 8, 6. So what is the length of AB? That will be root of 100, which is 10. Now this is the diameter, of course, so you have to find the radius, which is half the diameter. So radius will be equal to half, will be 5. Replace back in the equation, you will have x minus 3 square plus y minus 1 square equal to 25. So this will be your answer for part A, for the equation of the circle for the points A and B. Now let's move on to part B. It says find the equation of the tangent t to the circle C at point B. So now we have the equation of the circle, which is x minus 3 power 2 plus y minus 1 power 2 equal to 25. We have to find the equation of the tangent t at the point B. The point B is given to us as, I think it was 7, 4. That was the point B. Now to find the equation of a tangent is a straight line, we have to find the gradient of that line. So the gradient of a tangent at point B will be dy by dx. So we have to find dy by dx. So this one will be an implicit function, so we have to differentiate this equation. So let's find dy by dx. So the first one, that will be 2x minus 3, 1, plus 2y minus 1 times dy by dx equal to, that will be 0. Now we make this one subject of formula, that becomes 2y minus 1 dy by dx. We send this one on this side, you will have minus 2x minus 3. Now dy by dx will become minus 2x minus 3 divided by 2y minus 1. So these two cancel out, you will have minus 1 remaining, that becomes 3 minus x over y minus 1. So now we have to find the gradient. So dy by dx is the gradient. So we have to find the gradient at the point B, where it is 7, 4. This is your x value and your y value. So replace those two values in dy by dx to find the gradient. So dy by dx will equal to, so 3 minus x, 3 minus 7 will be minus 4 over 4 minus 1 will be 3. So gradient will be minus 4 over 3. So now we have the gradient, we have a point, we can find the equation pretty easily. So equation will be y minus 4 over x minus 7 equal to minus 4 over 3. If you cross multiply, that will become 3y minus 12 becomes minus 4x plus 28. So 3y will become minus 4x plus 28 plus 12. So 3y will become minus 4x plus, this is actually 40. So this will be your equation of tangent t. Okay, this is part B. Now for part C, it tells you, find the equation of the circle, which is a reflection of the circle C in the line T. So let's first write down the equation of a circle. So the equation looks like x minus h square plus y minus the value of k square equal to r square. So since it is only a reflection, the radius will be the same as before, which is radius equal to 5. So right now we have square plus y minus k square equal to 25. So basically we need to find the new center of the circle after the reflection. So if you guys don't understand how to find this, you can always make a drawing to understand better. So now this is a circle. Let's say this is the circle C, right? And as you know, as I tell you here, the tangent t at the point B. So at the point B, the tangent t passes. So let's say, for example, the point B was here. So we have a tangent t that passes through the point B. This is your tangent t. So your point B is given to you as 7, 4. Let's write this down as a vector. That will be 7, 4 as your point B. Right. Now, as you know, the radius here is 5. So what is the value for the center for circle C? Let's call it center C. It was given by, from the first equation, you've seen that it was 3, 1. So center was 3, 1. Right. That was the center of the circle C. Now, if you do a reflection in the line, you will have the same circle but on this side. So let's draw this other circle. So let's try to draw this one. So you will have someone like this. This will be your circle C2 or C prime. This is C prime. Now it will have the same radius, obviously, and this point here will be your point B, will be the point joining the two circles. Now, if you observe, the distance from B to this center will be the same from B to this center. Right. So how did you move from this to this? So you move this distance and this distance, right? So if you move that and that, you have to move the same distance to go from this point to this point. So let's find that. How did I move from center C to point B? So we have to find this length. So let's see, from center C, let's find how did I move from C to B. That will be 7, 4, which is B, OB, minus OC, which is 3, 1. It was a translation of 4, 3. So now I have to move from B to this point. How would I move? I will have to plus. So B will be 7, 4 plus 4, 3. That will be 11 and 7. So your new center of rotation of the circle will become 11, 7. So if you know the center, this will be your X, this will be your new H and your new K. So you just have to replace back in this circle. Your value here will be X minus H, which is 11 square, plus Y minus K, which is 7 square, equal to 25. So this will be your answer for part C, where it is a reflection in the line of T. I hope you can understand, because it is only a reflection. Both circles are of the same size, they have the same radius. So the distance I move from this point to B will be the same I move from B to this point. So this distance will be the same from this to that. So we use this to find this. That's how we found. This was my translation vector that helped me to move from this point to B, and same vector helped me to move from this point to this point. So that's how I found the equation of the circle. Now let's see what else we have. We have question number 12, I think. Yep, 12 will be, that's 11 is the last question. Now the diagram shows part of the curve y equal to 8 over x plus 2. This one. And the line 2y plus x equal to 8. I think in the question this is the shaded region. Okay, let's just shade this part for the question in part B. Now, these two intersect at point B and point A. The point C lies on the curve, and the tangent to the curve at C is parallel to AB. So if you look at AB, let's first find the gradient of AB. So let's express this as a normal line. That will be 2y equal to 8 minus x. So y will be minus 1 over 2x plus 4. So gradient here will be m equal to minus half. So the gradient at the point C will be minus half. That's what we need to know. Okay, so question part 1. Find by calculation the coordinates of A, B, and C. So let's first find A. At point A, so A, as you can see, it is where this line cuts the y-axis. So you would say at y-axis, x equal to 0. So 2y plus 0 equal to 8. So y will be equal to 4. So point A will become 0, 4. That's point A. Now let's move on to point B. As you can see, B is the point of intersection of the curve and the line. So let's do that. Let's first write down the two equations. We have 2y plus x equal to 8. Then we have y 8 over x plus 2. So here we have y, and here we have y. We can replace. You will have 2 times y, 8 over x plus 2, plus 8 plus x equal to 8. Now you want to get rid of this one. You have to multiply everywhere by this function. So you will have 2, 8 plus x, this, equal to this. Now expand, you will have 16 plus x squared plus 2x equal to 8x plus 16. 16 on both sides goes away. So you will have x squared. So 2x minus 8 minus 6x becomes 0. Now if you solve this, you will see the value of x. You can factorize equal to 0. So x becomes 0. OX becomes 6. So this one we have found already. As you can see, they also meet here at point A, which is this one. So we don't need this one, we just need this one. So at x equal to 6, the value of y, we place back in this equation. So 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 divided by 8 will be 1. So the point B will be 6, 1. That's the point B. So let's mark this down. This will be 6, 1, and this is 0. And the last one we have to find is the point C. So point C, the one thing we know about C is that it is parallel to AB, which means the gradient at the point C is given by minus half. So how do you find gradient of the curve? You have to find dy by dx. That's how you find that. So y is given by 8 over x plus 2, which is x plus 2 power minus 1. So from this we can find dy by dx. That will be minus 8 x plus 2 power minus 2, which is minus 8 over x plus 2 power 2. And this is equal to gradient, which is minus 1/2, as we have found in this section at the point C. So at point C, you will see at point C, this is what happens. So, and then we have to cross multiply. That becomes 16 is equal to x plus 2 power 2, which is, now you can solve this. You'll have x plus 2 equal to plus minus 4. So since you know that the value of x will be on this positive side, you can ignore the value of negative 4. So x plus 2 is given by 4, which means x will be 2. Now let's find the value of y. Y we have to replace back in this equation. That will be y 8 over x is 2, 2, 4, that will be 2. So your point C will become 2, 2. So replace back, you will see y is equal to 8 over 2 plus 2, which is 2. So this is your point C. So we have found our 3 points. The point A is given by 0, 4. The point B is 6, 1. And the point C will be 2, 2. Now let's move on to part B. It says the volume generated when the shaded region bounded by the curve and the line is rotated through 360 about the x-axis. So whenever you see about the x-axis, you have to make y become subject of formula. So here we have y, which is good. Here let's make y the subject of formula. It becomes like that. So that becomes y equal to minus half x plus 4. Now we have to rotate these two on the x-axis. So you have to know that the normal formula for volume, so the normal formula for volume about the x-axis is integration of pi y squared dx. That is the normal formula that we have to use. Now we can find one by one. As you can see, this region here is between the line and the curve. So we can find what is the volume for the line first, and then minus the volume for the curve. So let's do one by one. So first part will be volume generated by the line, under the line, that will be this, and the equation of line will be pi y squared will be minus half x plus 4 squared by dx. Now what is the limits? As you can see, it will be from 0 to 6. So 6, 0. So this one will be just a multiple. We can take this value out. You will have 6, 0. Let's simplify. That becomes 1 over 4x. So 2 times this, that become minus 4x and plus 16 dx. Now let's solve. This becomes 1 over 8 x squared minus 2 x squared. This will be x squared actually. A mistake right here. That becomes 3 actually. This becomes 12. 1 over 12. And this becomes minus 2x squared plus 16. 16x for the limits of 6 and 0. So let's solve. So first one becomes, so this part becomes 6 power 3. 1 over 12 times 6 power 3 minus 2, 6 power 2 plus 16 times 6. That becomes 42. Minus, if you replace 0, everything becomes 0. So the volume under the line will be 42 pi units cube. That is part 1. Now what is the volume for the other one? Under the curve generated, so you will see under curve when it is rotated by the about the x-axis. So same kind of stuff. So basically follow the same rules. It will be integration from 6 to 0, and then it will be pi y squared. The equation of the curve is this, so y squared will be just 64 over x plus 2 square dx, which is the same as 60 pi times 64 x plus 2 minus 2 dx. Now if you simplify, you can take out these two. You'll have 64 is outside, pi times, this will become, you have to do plus 1, that becomes this, divided by 1. So that will be the limits between 6 and 0. So let's see what values we have. We can simplify this still. You will have 64 pi times 1 over x plus 2 between 6 and 0 for this two. So let's solve. Now it'll be 1 over 8 minus 1 over 2. Let's see what value do we get for this one. One over 8 minus 1 over 2 times 64, that becomes minus 24 pi. So because of the limit, I think it should be maybe plus because of, let's see, yes, it should be plus because that was minus 2 here. If I divide by minus 1, that should be minus here. So mistake, that will be plus 24. Because if you do the integration of this, you will get 64 pi outside, and this will become minus. That's why it should be minus, minus, minus become plus, so that should be the value. Now the volume that we want, that is the last question. It will be 42 pi from the first part minus 24 pi. So 42 minus 24, that will be 18 pi units cube. So this will be your answer for the last question. That is question 11. So I hope that was somewhat helpful, and as always, thank you for watching. I will see you soon.